there's this interesting interaction with Jesus and the Pharisees where they bring him a woman who's committed adultery. And they say, hey, this woman has committed adultery. The Mosaic law says to stone her. What do you say? And Jesus tells them, after a bit of ignoring them, you who is without sin, cast the first stone. Now, this is an interesting thing because that's not a requirement of the Mosaic law. You don't have to be sinless in order to accuse somebody and to cast the first stone. Two important things there. First of all, the person who casts the first stone, as Jesus offered, has to be the accuser, which means they have to have evidence. They have to be the one to have witnessed this action, this sin. Secondly, and this is not for sure, but it might have been a teaching at the time, that the accuser cannot have been guilty of the same sin as the person that they're accusing. So with that context, it calls into question, how did these men know that this woman was an adulteress? Potentially, one of them slept with her, or potentially all of them had committed adultery themselves. And this was misogynistic that they would hold her accountable and not the man who slept with her. Where is the man in this situation that she committed adultery with? And in that context, I think the story makes a lot more sense. And Jesus at the end of the story says, where have your accusers gone? And she says, they've all left. And Jesus says, well, then I won't accuse you either, even though he could have. He had the evidence. He knew what she did, but he chose not to.